What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo. We're here in the back deck at Reel to talk to you about some Armstrong masts. So we got all the lengths of Armstrong masts in here. It gets a little confusing for people. They're like, what size do I get? What goes with this? So I just want to run you through the whole line and give you a story as to kind of what we're using them for and what's good for what type of sports and conditions. So we're going to start with the little guy down here. This is a 45 centimeter Armstrong mast. So 45, that's 17 and a half inches. This mast here is the ultimate training wheels for learning. Okay, so this is super, super easy because you don't have a lot of pitch and yaw, and it basically allows for you not to get too far to the water, so when you breach, you're going to come down and be able to reconnect very quickly. So this is really great for learning to surf foil, kite foil, wake foil, any type of learning experience. The 45 is going to make the experience drastically easier. Plus, it's going to be a lot softer wipeouts. You hear about those really gnarly like wipeouts if you're on like a real long mast like this. When you get the short mast, you're not going to get them because the thing just can't come that far out of the water. Also seen some of the top pro riders riding a super short mast like this just for learning tricks. So if you want to learn tricks on any of those sports, this is going to, again, same thing. It's not going to give you too much leverage, so you're not going to work yourself too badly. So 45 is kind of the training wheel setup for mostly beginners using it, but then if you're an advanced rider and you want to start doing tricks on your kite or surfing, it's super cool to have this really short mast. Next one in lineup is the 60. So the 60 has become very popular for us here in Cape Hatteras because the Pamlico Sound's fairly shallow. Right here, Waterman's Retreat and Reel, we've got some nice deep water veins where we can ride up to the 85 if we want to, but most of the island is kind of subjected to riding a shorter mast. This is 60 centimeters by 24. So this is a really nice mast size for water that's not going to be too bumpy, okay? So it works for all sports so long as you don't have a lot of chop, because if you have more chop, then the wings are up towards the surface and you feel a lot of that chop. And also a lot of the wave guys are starting to decrease their mast size for airs. So they're hitting airs so they can reconnect easier, boom, pop back out on foil. So this is also a great learning mast, but you're not gonna like grow out of it, whereas the 45, at some point you're gonna grow out of it and wanna have a longer mast. The 60, if you're in shallow water kiteboarding or, just kind of in real kind of small waves, surfing, this is definitely going to work well. Also, wake foiling, it's really, really easy. The 60 centimeter mast comes with the new 1600 kit. So with the 1600 kit, that's the easiest to ride wing, real big, fat in the front, super easy to ride wing. They put the 70 centimeter fuselage on it, so it's real stable. With a 60 mast, it's kind of like a very, very easy to learn to foil on with the 60. So 60 is a staple in my quiver because I am riding the Sound a lot and it just makes it a lot easier so you're not bumping bottom. So I'll use it wingy thingy, kiteboarding, and then shallow days if I'm like shallow reef or sandbar, I'll use the 60 for surfing as well. 72, this is the stock Armstrong mast. This is what comes with the lion's share of the Armstrong complete kits. It's 72 centimeters, 28 and a half inches. This is what I use predominantly, surfing, kiting, wingy thingy. Kind of works for everything. It's long enough to get the wings below the surface chop for kiteboarding. You can also hike over and really get some good upwind ability. Surfing, same thing. It kind of gives you enough space to really get good action on pumping. And also if there's bumps or chop, you're keeping those wings a little bit lower. But it's also not too long where you're bumping bottom on the takeoff a lot. So this is the stock mast for most of the kits that we're getting. 85, this is my go-to kite mast or tow foil mast. So also using it in like real deep water with the wingy thingy. Anytime I want to get the wings further below the surface. So that happens when I'm kiteboarding and in the ocean there's more chop and more bump. I'm using this 85, it's 85, 33 and a half inches. So basically when you have a longer mast, you can push the wings further under the surface. You're not going to feel that surface bump, and it just gives you a little more margin for error. So wingy thingy in deep water, tow foiling, or bigger surf, like once you're on a wave that's got a lot more power to it, it just gives you a little more kind of room for error, like I said, so you're not going to breach when you're flying down a wave face. And then also, again, getting those wings below the surface. So this comes only with two kits. Comes with the 625 kit or the 800 kit, which again, 625 is made really for kiting at a high speed or towing. Same thing with the 800, is really mainly our kite kit is 800, so that's going to be why they're getting the 85. Then we've got the accessory 100 centimeter mast, which is 39.5. This thing is really made for really high performance kite foiling or winging. You know, if you want to have, or if someone's towing, like some of the guys are towing like 20-foot waves and stuff. I was talking about towing like head high waves. A lot of guys are towing like 25-foot waves. So if you're towing real big stuff, you want to get that wing buried deep in the water, so the 100 is super nice for that. Also, when you're really choppy, like you know, it's just in traveling in some super choppy conditions. If it's really choppy, it's nice to bury the wings below the really far below the surface, so you don't really feel any of that surface stuff. So the 100 is a really nice add if you're going to be in, you know, strictly in deep water or riding big waves. It's definitely a really good setup. So with the Armstrong kits, they come with the mast. The complete kits will come with the mast that is best recommended for the conditions which that kit was made for. Here at Reel, we can swap out masts for you, and you can just pay the price difference to go up. Say if you wanted to get a 1200 with an 85 centimeter mast, which a lot of kiters are doing that, we can do that, and you just pay the price increase to do that. You know, like I said, or if you're going to be in shallow water, same thing. Going down, you know, you're surfing and you're in a real shallow zone. You want to get the 60, so you can drop down that. We could change the mast out in kits. You're just going to give us a call at the shop, which is 252-987-6000. If you want more reviews, you can go to our website at realwatersports.com. See you guys on the water.